Tomorrow evening, I have a commitment. You all are welcome to sit in on a 2-hour with translation with Chinese devotees. And it was covering from the time Krishna left Vrindavan and entered Mathura, and et cetera, et cetera. Tomorrow evening is part 2 of, there's a solar eclipse. And so Vaishnavas from all over the country went to Kurukshetra. There's a special place in Kurukshetra where there's a solar eclipse. It's especially auspicious. So they did some rituals and did some fasting and did this and that. And then they started having a meeting together of people that had never seen each other for like 15, 20, 30 years. So there's sweet exchanges, loving exchanges, basically. Tomorrow evening is loving exchanges between different persons. This morning. And then I was thinking, it's more presentation than it is just, I can skip it, but it's the art of meditation, overcoming negative emotions. And then part 2 is 4 keys. So one is like, what is it? And what are some basic, what not to do? What are some basic things to do? The second part is 4 keys for overcoming negative emotions. Now, if that's not what you want, we just have, that's fine with me. Okay. This one's short. The other 2 are a little more intricate, but it's new people. Body, mind, spirit, fest, people that don't know anything. You know, but so we know it's just fake social media. People know nothing about nothing. There's a farm community in Pennsylvania called Gitanagari and Body, Mind, Spirit Festival. They don't know about anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to pronounce Bhagavad Gita. Nothing about nothing. So there's yoga. There's it's introduction. And then discussion time. Okay, so here's the topic. This is for different audiences of happiness. So I'll go quickly. Well, I'll go medium. So if you're a group and you like to ask questions, and I like discussions with people that ask questions. Something that, everyone's. So then, what's this? So the next slide is reality or illusion, truth or illusion. Or is that truth? I want the truth. Okay, so and no longer with that question. But what is happiness? And happiness, sometimes, according to Bhagavad Gita, the pursuit of happiness results in something else. From Bhagavad Gita, some of you know some verses. Yehi samshabhoga, dukkha yunaya evate. Everyone knows the word bhoga is like food that's before offered. When it's offered, it becomes prasadam. So bhoga means enjoyment. And some sparsha, da, means source of birth. Like Janmastami, ja means source of birth of something. And yoni, yehi samshabhoga, bhoga, dukkha yunaya. Yoni is not the womb, the place where the child is born. So the womb from which dukkha has a source of origin is expecting happiness with sense-contacting sense objects. Some sparsha, when senses contact with the hope of happiness, from that womb of expecting happiness from sense meetings, and it's going to be nice. That's the place of dukkha yonaya evati. I was taking this. Okay. Yehi samshabhoga yonaya evate. It's an interesting to learn. So that's reality. And it's like that. Why is there difficulty? Instead, what's the alternative? How do I be happy? So the first step is distinguishing reality from illusion. That's the matrix idea. So here's an image that shows the illusion. So many of you are familiar with the name Maya, so there she is. Maya Devi. And Maya Devi, besides illusion, Maya Maya literally means ma ya, not this. Ma ya, not this. So when you think it's something, but instead it's Maya, it's not this. The expectation is happiness, but it's not this. That's Maya. And in the painting, Maya works through three modes of nature. In the center, look closely, you can see Lord Vishnu in the center, and to the right is Lord Shiva, and to the left is Brahma. These are the presiding deities of the modes goodness, passion, and ignorance, or goodness, ignorance, passion. So the modes of nature are the agency through which Maya works. And that the Maya is thinking happiness is going to be by this kind of sense object, and my sense is reaching out with this kind of expectation of enjoyment. And it's Maya's, it's something else happens. And in the painting down at the bottom is a little child in an embryo, and he's also being worked on by the modes of nature. So it's just the way the material creation is set up. The material why creation? Look at why is life difficult? Why is there step back? Why is there creation? And there are different answers, but two simple answers is we wanted it. We wanted happiness by senses contacting sense objects. And so there's creation. We didn't want the unhappiness, but we wanted happiness by senses contacting sense objects. Now, unspoken part, implicit, is without Krishna in the picture, or enjoyment independent of Krishna. So in devotional life, the senses contact sense objects also. We don't chop them or make them numb. But the purpose of senses contacting sense objects is to connect objects with the source of those objects in the mood of service unto the source of those objects and the source of me. That's bhakti life. And Maya life is contacting the sense object. Why creation is because we wanted it. The second reason is to teach a lesson. The expectation of happiness isn't met this way. Or it's the house of detention and the house of correction. You follow? Very near the temple in New York, the Brooklyn Temple, there's a prison, but they have a nice name for it. They call it House of Correction. Because euphemistically, at least, the idea is persons that are there, the mission of the people who are overseeing the people that are there is to correct them. Then they're misdirected, and they just need to be properly directed. Then they'll be good citizens instead of corrupt citizens. So house of correction. So that's a second reason for creation. You can say, teach us a lesson. But you don't learn the lesson unless you have a teacher. Because otherwise you just try it again and try it again and try it again. Try it a different way. This door, that window, that chimney, that basement, try to get into that place of enjoyment one way or another way. Unless there's some correction. So the correction is when one wants it, and some people don't want it. And so they deal with Maya instead. The expectations that aren't met lead to frustration. I'll say it again. Expectations that aren't met lead to frustration. So it's an appropriate expectation. One is to say, this is a place of misery. I'm not disappointed because it's a place of misery. Now, is there some scintillation or something that goes on that keeps people chasing after that or something? It's limited, temporary. Now you don't, and it's not social. Not real happiness. Because real happiness is not something that's limited and temporary. So searching for happiness is, why. So if the connection of all things with their source is missing, then it leaves the material creation where you want to enjoy separately, not necessarily thinking separately, but separately from the actual enjoyer. And so the way of life is eat, drink, and be merry. For tomorrow you may die. I mean, that's not how everybody thinks, but it's not an approach, because what's the future going to hold? Who knows? For one thing for sure is we're going to die, so enjoy while you have the opportunity. Here's a nice painting. You've probably seen this painting before. It's a nice lady who's polishing her bird cage. And she's so polishing the bird cage that she's neglecting the bird, and the bird inside the cage may crow. She neglect the bird inside the cage. Similarly, like a cage, that make me take care of this choice. The mind, the purpose of the higher purpose of body and mind is the instrument for which it's all to act. So life purpose is to take care of the body and take care of the mind. And the higher purpose also must be met. And when you take care of the body and the mind, and in a holistic way, the deeper need of soul, you have happiness. As long as you have opportunity. Here's a verse that's taken from is Krishna's cousin, like Krishna's cousin, because Arjuna's mother Kunti and Krishna's father Vasudeva, they're brother and sister, and so Arjuna and Krishna are cousins. So Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna's speaking to Arjuna, but Vasudeva had brothers, and one of those brothers was Devabhaga, and Devabhaga had a son whose name was Uddhava. So Uddhava, it turns out, was even more intimately connected to Krishna than Arjuna. We often say he was the best, even better than the best was Uddhava. Outside of Vrindavan, there wasn't anyone more intimately connected with Krishna than Uddhava. And he was, so like when Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura, Uddhava was there, his cousin. And when Krishna went to Mathura, Uddhava was there. And how many years did they intimately associate with one another? Long time. You subtract 11 years from 120, how many years together? Very intimately associated with Krishna. And he knew Krishna's heart. So when it was time for Krishna's message, he knew it. Krishna didn't say. He knew it because he's so close. So Krishna privately, there's some beautiful paintings. Krishna privately in Dwarka and fell at his feet and started sobbing. Take me with you, essentially. And give me instructions so I don't carry these feelings of imminent separation from you. So it's a long section, something 11, 12 chapters in the 11th canto, where Krishna is instructing Uddhava. So it's called Uddhava Gita, like Bhagavad Gita, only it's Uddhava Gita. So this is a verse from Uddhava Gita. First verse of chapter 8. Krishna speaking to Uddhava. A conditioned soul undergoes